one of the things that I think is really interesting for me too is a lot of times when I do these talks on women's history, you look around the room and you'll see it's mostly women that are in the room. So you get that sort of preaching to the choir feeling of, well, where are the men? I can tell you right now, when I do talks just on the book themselves or just on the topic of World War II, I'll get a mixed audience. Women will come and listen to men's issues and subjects, but it often doesn't work the other way around. So it's great for me to see men in the audience and to say, well, why is there this disparity between the involvement in women's issues? One of them, I think, is because women quietly change the world and men brazenly do so. So it's pretty easy as a historian for me to say I can track how the wars and the battles and the laws that were passed by men literally changed the course of history. It's a little bit harder to look at the quiet ways in which women affected and changed history. So one of the things we need to understand is that 50% of the population is women, and they're moving things. They're just doing so in a way that's not as obvious to us. And for the men in the audience today, a lot of times I'll hear young men saying they attribute their fathers and their coaches and their grandfathers as the primary influences in their life. And that's true. We're all raised by more than one person. But I would argue that if you really want to know what makes you tick, you really need to look at your mothers and your grandmothers, because those women were the first influences in your life. And long before your high school coach told you, if you practice hard, you can exceed, your piano teacher probably did. Your second grade teacher probably did. And so if you want to understand who you are today, you really need to understand what made your mother the way she is, what made her mother the way she is, because those were the early influences on your life.